Hey there friends, I'm Andrew from the Scrap Box, and I'm really behind on a lot of things. This table is a mess, I'm behind on all my paperwork, editing, and I only watched the trailer for the new Captain America today. And I am intrigued. And honestly, as someone who loves Marvel and Lego, the first thing I did was look up the Lego Red Hulk. And then I saw the price, and I was like, I don't need that. You know, maybe I don't need that. It's not that good anyways. And then I got to thinking, do people like big figs? Are big figs bad? Well, if big figs are bad, can we make them better? That's a lot of work, and I don't wanna. Okay, let's do it anyways. Come on. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to continue watching me lay on the floor suffering. And make sure to hit the notification bell to get updates on my ever-quickening descent into madness. Alright, let's go. Are big figs bad? Our basic Lego minifigure features 4 main interchangeable sections: the head, hair, torso, and the legs. It has 10 parts total and gives us 7 points of articulation. 8 if you count the swivel of the headwear, which I do. Our big fig, on the other hand, has no interchangeable sections, only 5 separate parts, and only 4 points of articulation. I know some of the recent big figs they've added have a separate headpiece and hairpiece. It's still really bad that a figure over twice the size has no customization options. Big figs are meant for younger children and therefore have to be much sturdier and can't have articulation. But all you need to do is look at the Duplo section to realize those figures have more articulation than a big fig. So big figs are bad, but can we make them better?
We can rebuild him. We have the technology.
I can fix that.
Building a big fig. While making this, I drew a lot of inspiration from things like Marvel Legends action figures for their articulation, as well as some third-party big figs with cool features and super articulated minifigures I've been seeing going around. But I wanted to show that you can make an articulated big fig using Lego quality joints. And to do that, we're actually going to use Lego pieces such as these Bionicle connectors and some Technic pieces mixed in. Alright, all I have to do is take this big fig and give it better parts. Wait, take this big fig and give it better parts? No, wait. All I have to do is take this big fig and give it better parts. Okay, let's make some parts. Now, every Blender project starts with a cube that must be destroyed. Cursed cube, be gone! Well, okay then. Now, this isn't technically the Red Hulk Big Fig. This is a model of an old Hulk Big Fig, and I chose it because they detailed his toes, and I think it's swell that he can let this little piggy go to market. So, here we are. I'm beginning by trying to separate the legs from the rest of the body, as the lack of leg movement is the largest detractor for big figs. Now that we've got that leg separated, I'm actually going to attempt to cut out an area for our Bionicle socket. It doesn't have to be perfect, as this is just the prototype of what will inevitably be the most articulated big fig ever. What we end up with so far is an almost identical big fig leg that you could slide a socket into and connect it with a small axle. Not bad for a first go. Let's print it.
I can look at it all day.
They look good. Have great clutch power as well. The socket fits, but the axle holes are too small. Hold on. I'll widen the holes in Blender, but for now, it works. It works well. Let's build the rest. The pelvis needs to be able to connect to the axle holding the leg pieces and be able to swivel the rest of the torso. It's a simple enough process, and it leaves us here. The arms are going to be very similar to the legs as we're simply carving out a spot for the socket, but we'll be including the axle protrusion inside the arm this time. Eventually I'll make an arm that has elbow joints too, probably having the elbow clipped together like these two pieces, but we must walk before we run. Doesn't look too shabby. The torso was difficult, as there was so much I wanted to do that I was unsure of how to begin. I did get a connector to the pelvis joint in there, and I made a hole for the large axle to go across and connect the arms. I really wanted to make the neck have a ball joint, but I was running really low on time, and it would be a lot of trial and error for just the rough draft. I ended up just making a peg for the head similar to the new Big Figs, and I kept the regular Big Fig hands. Currently the head is just a large version of a regular minifigure head, but in the future I want his hair to be separate from the rest of him. Alright, let's print them. Looking good, but do they fit? Nice. Alright, I printed some of the other parts, now I just gotta paint them up while we wait for the big torso. The axle hole went from being a little too small to a little too big, but oh well. Got the torso, spray time.
Drive faster.
Gonna add a little hot glue inside of there. So I've got the parts made, but do they actually fit together nicely? It's a little too late to go back now that I've painted them all, but fingers crossed. Let's take a final look. Wow. Sometimes I actually do a good job. He's got so much articulation. He could strike dynamic poses. Frankly, he's amazing. My one downside is the fact that his shoulders have been shifted downwards a bit, but overall, a great new figure. Now, you probably noticed I didn't make a face for him, and that's because this is just a prototype, and I do hopefully want to make another iteration that's even better before Captain America 4 comes out, and that will be our finished result. Alright, as you can tell, I'm not wearing a watch, but it is time to wrap things up. So there you have it, a new, better Big Fig with more articulation and much more play features. He's so cool. I love him. Now, I wanted to reiterate that this is just a prototype, a Mark I, if you will. In the future, I think it'd be really cool to do things like give the neck joint a full 360, to maybe include some elbow joints and knee joints, because honestly, having them constantly bent like that is a little odd. But a valiant first effort. So let me know, is it worth it? Should I make a second iteration of this prototype, or should we just move on to new thing? And if so, let me know in the comments what you want to see. Even though he's just a prototype, I will put him up on my Patreon, just in case you want to see how it works for yourself, or if you want to tweak it and make your own, I would love to see your results. So as always, I've been Andrew, you've been watching The Scrapbox. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all the fun algorithm things. Ring the bell for notification so you know exactly when I post my new weird projects. And don't make Harrison Ford angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. Okay, bye.